A very warm welcome to the National University of Science and Technology, MISIS, here in Moscow. My name is Alan Moore and I'm Director of the International Office, also known as UMAM, and I am very happy and proud to present to you our university and hope that you will take the next step in your educational journey here with us. At MISIS, you'll get international quality education all the way through from learning Russian language in our preparatory faculty, all the way through to a top of the range PhD course. Now, I'm delighted to have here with me today to talk about what life is like in MISIS and also about some costing as well. The president of our International Student Council, Shakti, and her secretary, Ayuka. Guys, you're very welcome. And Shakti, I want to start off with you and just ask, why did you choose higher education here in Russia? Because you're from Switzerland.
Well, I do like adventure. That's the main reason. No, in fact, I finished my bachelor degree in Switzerland. After that, I didn't really want to keep studying, and I didn't want to work. So I decided to go for 1 year practice, 1 year training. And I wanted to come to Russia because on one hand, I like classical music. And of course, classical music in Russia is best place, I think. I wanted to learn how to play chess, and also you have the best chess players here in Russia. And of course, my area of study is engineering and metallurgy. And once again, Russia has a big experience in the area of metallurgy. So I decided to come here to Russia. And one more thing, I also very like the sound of the Russian language, and also it is known to be difficult, so I wanted to give it a try.
Now, of course, you're doing your PhD here in Russian language. How difficult was it for you to learn Russian?
Well, I still haven't mastered it, of course, but I think when you're on the spot and when a language becomes like survival, you can get it quite quickly. So for the first 6 months, I was just listening. I was always with Russian-speaking people and just listening without speaking. After 6 months, I started to get the subject, the theme, and I tried to put some words where it was possible. And after that, I started putting more and more words until I could be able to speak quite fluently, but of course with many mistakes, also with my own vocabulary. But it's okay, Russian people have no problem to understand it.
So people were very helpful as you were in the process of learning?
Yeah.
Okay. Ayuka, over to you. Now, of course, during the COVID epidemic, the pandemic, you were stuck outside of Russia and you had to try to study from home in Mongolia. How difficult was it to study at distance, and were you successful in doing that?
Well, of course it was difficult to study because my specialty is technical. So it means that I need to do some lab works, do some practices. But MISIS provided a lot of video lectures, video practical themes. So I had an academic leave because doing laboratory works at home when I don't have equipment,
it's dangerous.
Yeah, it's dangerous first of all, and you don't understand how it works. So I just decided to have an academic leave. It really helped me. So I'm restudying all of these things again, and I can understand all of these by myself.
Okay, so you had that support. So academic leave is when you took a little break for a semester, and then you're able to come back straight away. Now, of course, we do have all the way through, as I mentioned, the preparation course, which is in Russian language, lasts for 1 year. And then the next step up then is either a bachelor's or what we call a specialist course. Specialist is mostly in mining, and then the bachelor's then is wider from IT all the way through to linguistics. From that on, you go into the master's, and we have 2 different tracks for master's. One is through Russian language, and the other is through English language. And I'll ask you, Ayuka, on this one. So we have, of course, the English language masters in a range of different subjects. Would you be encouraged to do an English language masters after your bachelor's finished?
Yeah, I would like to, because now I know Russian well, and I know English so well. So why not to try learn something in English? I would love to.
Okay, and of course, when you do the English language masters, you also get then the European equivalency, which means that your degree is recognised across Europe and of course globally as well. So it's very, very important bonus to have. On then from the masters to PhD, Shakti, with the PhD, of course, it's in Russian. How did you find it? Because you're in your final lap now in your studies. How did you find the PhD process here, and what would you advise students to note and to be careful with as well?
Well, the main thing to be careful with is to choose well your laboratory, because the quality of the PhD, the quality of your research really depends on your professor and laboratory. I'm very lucky. I'm in the laboratory of Professor Stansky, and we have a lot of possibilities in this lab. We have a lot of equipment. We have the finance to be able to run our research. We have grants, so we are in very good position in this lab.
Okay, so it's to pick your supervisor, your laboratory,
Yes.
and what you, okay.
Because, yeah, what I have also to underline is that here PhD is really focused on experiments and research work. You do have classes, but it doesn't take you all your time. It's really research, publishing papers, participating in conferences, and so on.
That's fair enough. Ayuka, in terms of just Russian language, the same question I asked to Shakti, how difficult was it for you to learn Russian language?
I started learning Russian language from my 3rd grade.
Oh, so you're about like 8 or 9
Yeah.
years age, okay.
But first time it was difficult. I didn't understood everything what my classmates said, what my teachers said. But a year has passed, and somehow I just learned how to talk. I started to understand everything they say, and I started to read and watch in Russian as well. So I know the slangs, so I know how the Russian youth talks and how to respond to them. So
Okay, so you learned living Russian?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair enough. Now just a quick run back in terms of the cost for the preparation faculty. Of course, it lasts for 10 months or 1 year. It's around $2,000, just over $2,000 US. For the bachelor's, roughly around $3,500 per year. For the masters, a little bit more than that. It's just under 4,000, so around 3,500 to 4,000. And for the PhD, then is between $4,200 and $4,600 per year. Also, in terms of the question I always asked is about where to live. And of course, Moscow is not a cheap place to try and rent an apartment if you need to. But we have, of course, a whole range of dormitories and halls of residence around Moscow. Some of them all of them are quite close to the university, 10, 15 minutes by metro. And usually a normal place in the residence costs $40. Ayuka, go back to you with this one. What are the dorms like, and can you give us an idea of what life is like in a dormitory? A good idea, not a bad one.
I really like my dorm room because I know my friends from different universities that live in different dorms. They are very messy. They have
your friends or the dorms?
The dorms.
Okay, you always said your friends. Okay, we'll let that slide.
No, the dorms are messy. Like, they have cockroaches, sorry, but we don't have them. And actually, we have our own bathrooms and toilets in our own block.
Oh, so it's like an ensuite?
Yeah.
Okay, very good. And in terms of cooking, and there's always one large kitchen, well-equipped kitchen for everyone in your...
on a floor.
On your floor.
I'm so lucky because my floor mates and my roommates are so good people. They're just like, hey Ayuka, what are you doing today? And they help me to do everything, and they can share, and they share. So I think it's just how you communicate with people so you can find your way in dorm.
Well, that's fair enough. What's a dorm like? Did you live at home when you did your bachelor's?
No.
So you've always lived away from home.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, compare and contrast Switzerland and Moscow.
Well, it's different. How can I say? The first thing that I was astonished is that there are rooms for 2, 3, 4 people.
Here?
Yes, in Russia. And you don't know those people, and all of a sudden you have to live in a small room with them like that. In Switzerland, in the dormitories of the university, you have a big flat, but each person has its own room in the flat. Like that, you have your own life in your room, and then you come out of your room and you share the living room, you share the kitchen, you share the bathroom. So this was like a surprise for me. Otherwise, yeah, I think it's quite the same.
So it's okay, and the standard, because you're living in one of our award-winning dormitories in Duncommon.
Yeah, for that I'm very lucky because there's absolutely no noise, and everything is clean, and I almost never see my neighbors around. Whenever I want, I go in the kitchen, I can cook, it's free.
You're in a room on your own?
Yes.
Okay, so it's different. So it's okay. Again, it's different when you come in through the undergrad and postgrad. Then usually younger students are put in groups together to kind of like help each other out, as you explained. And then as you get older, then it's not greater privileges, but you need more space and more quiet time, as Shakti said, because a lot of time you're writing and researching. In terms of just eating and the cost of living in Moscow, how do you find it, Shakti?
Well, of course, for me, coming from Switzerland, here everything is just so cheap. I don't need to look at the prices when I want to eat something. But yeah, that's a great advantage. Not only food is cheaper, but the life in general.
Transport, of course, is very cheap.
Transport, yes.
Yeah, Moscow has second to none quality transport.
1 month's fee for transport is like just one run in Switzerland.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. So again, if you just get a regular ticket, which will take you within the space of an hour, you can do a couple of changes as well. It'll cost you less than $1 to move around Moscow. So it's very, very cheap. And there's like from buses to trams to the larger kind of like rail that goes around, a kind of a quick rail, and of course the metro as well. Ayuka, in terms of trying to find food from home, students never have that difficulty, do they?
No, because Moscow has a lot of shops from different cultures. So let's say if you're from China and you want to try some soy sauce, bacon, I don't know, they will just find it easily.
Are there Mongolian shops in Moscow as well?
Well, there are, but I haven't been there.
Okay, all right, so, okay. Now, I'll move on to the final part, of course, because we are the first university in Russia, and our guys here who are working with us today, and they know this because they all speak English and we all help out, because we don't see people here as foreign. We don't see people here as Russian as well. Everyone is international. We give the best services and education and also support as well. And you'll always find people here in university who will speak your language in every sense of the word. And again, I'll go back to Shakti on this one, because of course you're president of the International Student Council. Just tell us a little bit about how it came about and what do you do?
So the International Student Council is international. That means it's not only for foreigners, but it's for everybody. That means Russians also are very welcome. And what do? We have a mixture of languages, sports, discovering Moscow during the weekends. Sports, we have, as Alan Moore, he is from Ireland, he has introduced to us the sport Gaelic Football, which is an amazing sport because it's a combination of basketball, volleyball, football, handball, and a lot of running, of course, and coordination. So that's a great sport. It's been already, I think, 1 year, or almost 1 year, that we are playing this game weekly in MISIS. And also there are plans of competitions in Gaelic football, but of course at the moment it was kind of difficult with this COVID. Concerning languages, we have also weekly English language and Russian language, not classes but activities in English and in Russian. And
so basically every week there's things going on.
Week
You know that on a Tuesday, for example, there's Gaelic football in our own sports complex indoors in Belayevo. On a Wednesday, there's the English Let's Talk English, so people know that for like 4:30 they know that they can go there, and the same on Friday 4:30 they know. How important, Ayuka, is that for that sense of community? Because as Shakti said, I mean, there's including Discover Moscow, which of course I should have asked about as well. How important is that to have that community where you know that if you go there, you'll see people that you know that will be friendly to you and want to take you in?
As a member of ISC, I would say when I first came to Moscow, I knew nobody. And then I attended the first event, which was Let's Dance.
Yeah.
And I learned dancing tangos, bacharas. It was fun, and I want to be friends with these people. So I kept attending those events, and eventually I had tons of friends. I think it is great to pass your time, your free time, because Moscow's sometimes in winter times it's a little bit depressive, sad, and you need to be with someone, with friends, or at least you can find your significant other here, actually.
Oh.
Yep.
Well, that's interesting. Okay, so you can find
Yeah.
your intended partner. That's good.
So you can have a group of friends from different nationalities, from different countries, who speak other languages but can communicate with you in English or in Russian. It is great that you just understand each other, even though you have different mentalities, different religions, and different cultures.
And what I would like to add, as Oyuka says, is the possibility to meet so many foreigners. I had never thought that by coming to Russia, to Moscow, I would meet for the first time so many people. And it's like, often people think that we have Africa and, okay, that guy is from Africa. But in Africa, there are so many countries, and all those countries, have different mentalities, different culture, different languages, different food. But often people just mistake it by, okay, this is Africa.
Yeah. It is a thing where we've broken down those kind of barriers where people now, we recognize them by their nationality, but first of all, that they're part of a bigger family, the Missis family. Because again, as Shakti said, and as Ayuka also said, that from all different religions, different ethnic backgrounds, even within Russia, because there's a huge amount here. We have 84 at the last count, different nationalities in Missis from different countries. And I know that Ayuka and I were checking last week, and people from 120 different countries all have applied to come here to Missis. So I mean, there's a huge range of people that want to be here with us. Just to wrap up, Shakti, on our presentation today, also being part of Missis and joining in, say, for example, with the ISC, and just being here in itself, it gives you access to a lot of travel and forums and possibilities to build your network and to grow as a person as well, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for example, last year in summer, we had the opportunity to go to Orenburg, to the Eurasian Global Forum, and that was just amazing, because this time we met even more people from very foreign countries, could say that. And in that forum, the different themes of the forum was very wide. It goes from economics to blogging, internet, to
ecology as
environment,
well.
yes, and psychology, sports, and so on. So it was just a great possibility to live for 1 week, people from all around the world, discover a new city, Orenburg, and listen to those tracks.
Okay. You mentioned as well about connecting with people and not just say with people within this university, but also connecting, as I say, with people from other youth groups and so on.
Yeah.
We've seen it even with, say, for example, Gaelic Football, where students from other universities are welcome to come take part in our activities here.
Yeah, of course. Students from other universities are welcome, very welcome to join our activities. There are students from Ergesau, from Kosigan, from Plehanova, from Rodan, who plays with us every Tuesday at 9 p.m. at Bilyava Sport Complex. Also, we had some of other students from different universities on our Let's Talk language practices. Also, on Discovery Moscow, so we just grab our friends from different universities and go wandering around Moscow, and it's great.
Now, she says wandering around Moscow, it actually is kind of controlled. It's not just like wandering off and getting lost. They actually do find their way around the place. Before I wrap up, I'll just ask you first. What's the biggest advantage of coming to study here in Missis?
Oh, The technology that they use here, the equipment, the professors, the teachers who are very professional, and the quality of studying.
Okay, excellent. So quality of equipment, teachers and study. Okay,
Yeah.
Shakti, same question to you. Like, why should someone come to study here in MISIS?
Well, Oyuka already talked about MISIS itself. I will speak about Moscow. Moscow is incredible because it's just so big. If I look, I'm coming from Switzerland, which is such a small country. Switzerland is as big as Moscow city and Moscow region. So I'm living like in Switzerland, but it's simply the capital of Russia. You have always something going on in Moscow. In winter, you can go skating, you can go to theater, you can go simply restaurants, cafes, museums. And in summer, it's just so beautiful because there are many parks. Even though it's a city and big city, there are many parks everywhere in Moscow, and the river which flows inside through Moscow. And you have also a lot of outdoor activities, a lot of free activities. For example, next to the university, as on the side of the river, you can dance for free in summer. You can do yoga in the park and so on. So it's really great. And also shops, you can find shops which are open 24/7, which is like, for me, luxury, as in Switzerland, everything closes like around 6, 7 o'clock at night. So you cannot
And
get
open every
bored.
single day as well.
Yeah, open
Unlike in
every single
Switzerland,
day. Yeah.
where-
Even the bank is open, or you can find banks on Sundays
Sunday.
which are open. It's just incredible. So life always is going on.
Okay, thank you, Shakti. Thank you, Eureka. To wrap up then, just to let you know that all the information you need, you can send us an email on welcome@misis.ru. You can also check en.misis.ru and find the information there, and always reach out to us. We're delighted and very, very happy to try and help and get you here with us as well. Of course, we have a whole range of courses from technological even, all the way through to humanitarian. So we have our, for material sciences institute, we have our mining institute, we have our ecology called Ecotech Institute. We also have then the humanitarian faculty called EBO. We have then our IT faculty called EIKTN, I'm mixing by Russian and English, and of course then we have economics and management is all called EUP. So we have a complete range, the very, very best professors, the very best equipment, the very best facilities to come learn and right in downtown Moscow. Guys, I said not say downtown, but it is right downtown in Moscow. The park right next to us is called Gorky Park. It's one of the biggest in the center of Moscow. We're very, very close then to Red Square, all the way out to what you call the Sparrow Hills or Vorobigori. And basically we're the center of Russia, and everywhere is reachable from here by air, by rail, and of course by land, and by river as well if you want to go on a cruise. Most important thing is when you come here to MISIS, we give every single opportunity for every student to explore the possibilities, to build their networks, because this is where you really need to do it. If you come in here to study for a PhD or to do a year's Russian language course or want to be a minor, that's great. You come in, you begin, you study, you make friends, you have brilliant people within the International Student Council who will help you the whole way to make sure you're looked after. You come in here to study to be a minor, but you leave here and you end up being a journalist. You come in to study IT, you leave and end up becoming a TV presenter. Come here and find your way with us, because that's one great thing with MISIS is we always say it is student first and you are first. You're first and foremost for us, and we will give you every single opportunity to grow and develop, to build your network and to be a better you and to start your career the very right way. So I'm looking forward to seeing you here in September with us. My name is Alan Moore, Director of the International Office. I'd like to thank my colleagues Shakti and Ayuka and our friends in our Media and Communications Department. And once more, look forward to seeing you in September here with us at the National University of Science and Technology, MISIS.